Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Monday, July 3rd.
Pretty obvious that using radioactive waste is a terrible idea. The use of phosphogypsums in roads can result in radionuclides leaching into nearby waterways. The environmental impacts and the public health impacts are already well established, which makes this bill that much more ridiculous.
That's Matanzas Riverkeeper Jen Lomberg talking about a bill signed into law by Governor Ron DeSantis last week. Amy Cherry takes a closer look.
She says the measure allows the use of radioactive waste in the construction of roads.
Florida is a leading producer of phosphate, which is a key component in fertilizer production. And phosphogypsum is the radioactive waste that comes from processing phosphate into phosphoric acid to make fertilizer. And it is really nasty stuff. It contains radioactive elements like uranium and radium. It releases cancer-causing radon gas, and it can also contain toxic heavy metals like arsenic and lead and mercury.
Lomberg explains why she believes they're using it this way.
They need a way to dispose of this stuff. So we've seen that there are problems with disposing of phosphogypsum in these gyp stacks, but it's very, very expensive to dispose of radioactive waste.
But she says there's hope that radioactive waste may not end up in our roads.
Even though Florida has approved the use of radioactive waste to build roads, the use of phosphogypsum in road construction is still prohibited by federal law. So that means that Florida would have to get permission from the Federal Environmental Protection Agency in order to build these roads.
This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you.
Starting Wednesday, Matanzas Woods Parkway will be closed from Lakeview Boulevard to Londonderry Drive. Shannon Martin, Communications and Marketing Supervisor for Palm Coast, tells us about the detour you'll need to use while milling and resurfacing work is underway.
Drivers traveling west on Matanzas Woods Parkway towards US 1 will be rerouted down Lakeview Boulevard onto London Drive to Londonderry Drive, where access to Matanzas Woods westbound will be accessible. Drivers traveling east on Matanzas Woods Parkway towards I-95 will be routed down Londonderry Drive onto London Drive to Lakeview Boulevard, where access to Matanzas Woods Parkway eastbound will be accessible.
The closure is in effect through July 14th. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Amy Cherry.
A reminder about fireworks laws ahead of Independence Day.
Sheriff Rick Staley says fireworks are legal with restrictions.
A couple years ago, the legislature changed the law and now allow fireworks on certain days, and July 4th is one of those days, unless a local ordinance prohibits them. So in the city of Flagler Beach and the city of Palm Coast, fireworks are prohibited.
Enforcing those laws is difficult.
For a deputy sheriff to make an arrest, we have to see the violation. And usually by the time we get there from the citizen that calls in, the fireworks are over, or if we don't see them, light them where they're prohibited, we cannot make an arrest. Now, we can seize the fireworks and have them destroyed, those kind of things.
Staley offers this advice.
I would encourage people to really just attend to professional fireworks. Fireworks are dangerous. Lots of injuries occur, and it hurts our quality of life.
For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Rich Petchke.
United Flagler 4th is nearly here.
Flagler County government, the cities of Palm Coast, Flagler Beach, and Bunnell, and the towns of Beverly Beach and Marineland invite all Flagler County residents and visitors to attend the United Flagler 4th Community Celebration Tuesday, July 4th. Palm Coast Mayor David Alphen.
There is a professional, big-time fireworks display which will be held on the 4th at our airport. So if everybody would just kind of get themselves scheduled to come visit that, we'll also be reading the Declaration of Independence. It'll be a fun time for the entire community to come together, all on July the 4th.
Kicking off the day-long festivities is the beloved Stars and Stripes Parade presented by the Rotary Club of Flagler Beach. The parade will begin promptly at 10 a.m. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
How did Alvin Jackson get to where he is today?
Today he's Bunnell's city manager, and he was picked to be so. But there's a backstory that Jackson said started when he was very young. He said on a recent episode of Business Minds Coffee Chat that his biological father was an alcoholic and an abuser. Jackson said his father and mother would fight.
And one day he started with her and grabbed his gun. When she ran out of the house, she remembered that, man, I left my 18-month-old there. She went back into the house, and they wrestled over the gun, and the gun went off, killing my father, my biological father.
Jackson said it was then that his mother asked his aunt to help raise him, and Jackson said he never went home again. Business Minds Coffee Chat is on WNZF Saturday mornings at 8:30 or on the Flagler radio app. On Wednesday, tomorrow's a holiday, who would become Alvin Jackson's father? From the WNZF newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.